All right, let's give it up. So today we're gonna try to go through the secrets I use to create a professional audio experience, because in the independent movie, well, in the world of movies, sound is 70% what you see, and if you have horrible sound, your authority ain't just gonna go around, if you know what I'm saying. So all these things that you hear, the laugh tracks, right, all of that is controlled by OBS and run through a router. And so I'm going to show you how to set up your audio. So the first thing you have to understand is that the sound card, your sound card is going to go through two default categories. So you get like a default setting and then a communication setting. So these are inherent. It's part of the hardware. So what we do to bring all of these different sources together, because I do a lot of simulcasting, right? So I have to have control of the audio. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to download and bring this device, which is a virtual cable. So this sits on top of your audio card, right? And it says, okay, I am ready to be used as a virtual interface for a mix board or something that you can use to expand your audio experience. And so the awesome thing that's available for free is this, the VoiceMeeter. And I use, there's a number of different ones that you can use, but I use, it's, you know, I don't know, they kind of have silly names, but I use this. It's called the Banana. There's one other called, I forget what it's called. There's one other one that's more robust than this, but this is all you really need. And so this sits on top of your sound card. And so what you have, it automatically has these inputs which are your defaults. So you have this input, which is the default sound card input, and this is your communications input right here. So that is just the way it is, right? And I'm going to take you to the vault. Are you ready to go to the vault? Here we go. Oh, right. I think that okay. I should get some hand claps for the vault. So this is what my screens actually look like over here, right? That's what I'm monitoring. We're right at like 95, 97%. So this is because I got everything open. There we go. So 83% is better. And up here is OBS. Over here, of course, is StreamYard. And then over here, we can pretend that we have a Zoom call, right? So this is Zoom right here. And as you can see right down there, I don't know if you can see it. We'll get over there right now. Oops, sorry. There we go. So right here, right? You see that? So I'm routing this audio to B1, right? So I'm using the designation of B1 to route my audio, and that looks like this. All right? So here's B1. Now that's going to Zoom. Now I'm going to put some hand claps. This is my OBS right here. Cable output OBS. So now watch. See how I have the laugh track going? So this is my mic. This is the sound of the OBS. I'm going to put the music up. All right. So that's going here to Zoom, right? And I have its original sound for music, no noise removal. So watch, when I put the noise removal on, so now the noise removal is down here, and I'm going to put the music up. You see that? No, oops, let me get us there. Okay, so no music is coming through OBS. See that? Because the noise removal is on. So I bring it for original sound for musicians. Now I'm going to shut up. And see the music's there. All right, so you got to have the noise removal off if you want ambient music, or not like anybody except for me uses an applause track. All right, so that's one thing kind of on the list that you have to check. And so the voice meter input, so I can monitor what's happening on Zoom, is right here. All right, so it's if Zoom were active and if people were there, that would be monitored by this fader right there, because this is the auxiliary. So I'm sending this right to the auxiliary. Select a speaker, so it's going to an auxiliary. If I were to use same as system, right? Same as system, the auxiliary is what we're seeing up there on the voice meter. If I were to use same as system, it would come up here, because I'm using the communications, the simulcast, whatever's happening on Zoom, right, would be there. And so that's if you're doing simulcasting, but the power is in this routing of the audio sources. So if you look here, this is B2. If I were to have if Zoom was coming in here, it would be feeding back. So we would deselect that, and the A1 is whatever it is, you set that up here. Okay, so you set it to your HDMI, whatever it is that you're using to monitor your speakers. So that's your A1. So I'm monitoring everything that I'm doing here, and I'm looking at and so B1 is StreamYard. So let's go back into the vault. Oh, I think the vault deserves some hand claps. I'm sorry, I'm just, So this is StreamYard, right? And so I don't know if you can see this, but StreamYard is outputting to the communications, and then it is receiving through B2. All right? So everything that you're hearing now is being routed through this. So all of this is my OBS right here. OBS. Here's my mic. And so all of that is being routed through the mix board. And so if I've got an explosion, right? Okay, I'm sorry. That the boom went over. But let's see, what can I do that's everything covers the screen. But anyways, you would have seen that boom right here. And so if I don't want these feeds to go to the Zoom, which would be B1, or whatever it is. If I don't want the feed to go to Zoom or whatever tool that I'm simulcasting, I would take it out there. So B2 is always StreamYard. B1 is whatever it is I want it to be. And so that's sort of a quick rundown of how I set up my studio. And so just so we've got it clear, the software, which is the mixer, is free. It's called VoiceMeeter, right? And then the cable, the virtual device that talks to the mixer from the sound card, the interface, is called a virtual cable. So we'll go through how to install that at another time, but this is basically as professional as it's gonna get. You can't get any more pro audio than this. And then there's one other thing that I want to show you. I guess I can go here. So I'm switching I'm switching scenes with a combination of both OBS. So that switch that you just saw was OBS. Now this is a switch of a scene in StreamYard. So I can also switch different scenes in StreamYard, and that little guy you see in the bottom there is me. So if I do any effects like this, like my little puppet dogs of surprise, right? They show up down there. And if I want to be full screen and StreamYard, I just select that on StreamYard, and my little puppet dogs of surprise, they come up there. Right? And so this is once again modeled after radio. You know, and TV have sort of these standard operating procedures. Now I'm going to bring up the music so it's louder. Now I'm going to shut up and listen to how the music comes in. And then when I speak, the music comes down. That's called side chaining. There's a feature in OBS where you set the compressor and you give it a source, and you say, when this vocal is going on, you tell the compressor, go ahead and bring the decibels down on this source by whatever it is. I think it's something like 400, you know, a 400 to 1 sort of crunch. And this is, they call it audio ducking sort of nowadays, but back in the day they called it side chaining. Side chaining, because you would side chain, physically side chain compressors to the audio source in the analog days. And that's it. So I'm sort of on a mission to help business people, especially business people, but I'm available for anyone to help them create quality broadcasts, because the glorified Zoom call just doesn't work anymore. It's not a part of the deal. You know, if you have a business and you are trying to do something live, because we're in a trust apocalypse right now. Nobody knows what's real, what's not. Live broadcasting, live streaming is the antidote for for brands, for companies, for entrepreneurs. And even if there's something stuck in your teeth, or you got something over here or whatever caught, and, even a mistake, an embarrassing mistake, is a plus because it shows that you're real. And so if you're interested in making your audio sound the best that it can sound, drop me a line. Say something in the comments. I'd be happy to hook up with you and see what your sound system is like and what your configuration is like, and if I can help in any way. So basically, that's it. I want to thank you for stopping by. A little shameless self-promotion, and then we'll catch you next time. All right. Thanks for watching. Au revoir.